because I appreciate all that you have done for our country. It means so much to me that you would take the time to be here today with me, to be appreciated. And second of all, I have been trying to think of events and ways that I can contribute from a veteran's perspective ever since I was sworn in. And I couldn't be more thankful to my staff for helping me put this event together, because it means so much to have all of you here. I remember telling them that when we first started planning, well, if only 10 people come, it's still a success, because we were able to thank those veterans, show our appreciation, and next year we'll get more people. And we had over 70 people that were interested in joining us today. And so I wanted to just thank you for being here. Thank you for your service. Our country would not be the way it is without you. And I just wanted, from the bottom of my heart, to thank you so much for everything that you have done and you continue to do. We have a couple of great speakers today. Before we start off, I want to mention that Senator Perry was here. He had to go to his next meeting, but he wanted me to also express appreciation and thank you for everything that you've done for our nation.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Join me. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have a few speakers to just talk about.
So thank you, Kristin, for inviting me today. It is great to see you again. I am honored to be here with so many of my fellow veterans. I really am. And I want to thank you all for the tremendous service to our country. And I want to thank your families for their support and sacrifice they made so we could serve. And that is so understated usually. But I'm going to start with just a little bit about my background. So this is my first political office, but before becoming state treasurer, I had a long career in the private sector. So I spent about 3 decades working in manufacturing at Global Tungsten Powders in Bradford County. You probably don't even know where Bradford County is. Not to be confused with Bradford, PA, which is Zippo lighter. But Bradford County is in the northeast. Okay, so it's about 4 hours north of here. That's the largest tungsten smelter, heavy dense metal, in the Western world. Worked my way up to become one of 2 female vice presidents. And at the same time, I spent 30 years in the Army Reserve, and Kristin already said I had 3 deployments. So I'll just tell you, my last deployment, I was acting battalion commander at Camp Bucco, which is in southern Iraq. And so I ran an internment facility. So everybody's always like, military police. I'm like, no, bad guys, not good guys. And so, of course, our mission was to provide care and custody. So we had 7,000 detainees. I also had 220 down death row, ran the SHU, which the Army people know is a special housing unit. And we were only internment facility to have 0 escape attempts and 0 abuse allegations. So felt very blessed about that because my soldiers were all, 18, 19, 20 years old, sleeping in the guard tower, so that was lucky on my behalf. But I hit my mandatory retirement date in 2016. And all you veterans know what that means, right? So if I would not have hit my mandatory retirement date, I would not be standing here as your state treasurer. I would still be serving because serving was and is the absolute honor of my lifetime. So I can say without a doubt, that although it was the honor of my lifetime, it is an absolute honor every day that I get to wake up and serve Pennsylvanians. So now, military police, protecting us overseas. Now I'm the state treasurer, protecting your hard-earned tax dollars. And does anybody know how much that is? I'm sure you don't. Nobody ever knows what the treasurer does. So it's $170 billion. When I took office, it was 150. Right now we're at about 170 billion. But one of my absolute favorite parts of the job isn't about money at all. It's about returning military decorations. So we get military decorations at our vault, which, fun fact, largest working vault in the nation. So we get military decorations from abandoned safe deposit boxes. And so far, since taking office, I've returned 434, including 11 Purple Hearts and 3 Bronze Stars. So one of those Purple Hearts, in fact, it was the last one, was earned by the late John Bodner from Bradford County, where I come from, northeastern Pennsylvania. So John was a private first class in the Army during World War II. So he landed on Omaha Beach in Normandy on D-Day, and he was in the first wave. So John's family moved out of Pennsylvania, but my team found them, tracked them down, because they really do a lot of detective work to return these military medals. So we found his son, and we returned John's Purple Heart to him. And then earlier this year, I had the honor of returning another Purple Heart to the family of the late Adrian Kronauer of Erie. So Adrian was also a World War II veteran, and he earned his Purple Heart after being shot in Germany. And this is a great story because what saved him was the metal button on his uniform. So that saved his life. So again, thanks to some detective work for my team, we found his grandchildren, and so they will be able to cherish that Purple Heart, and they will always remember their grandfather's brave service. So I'm going to share just a couple more stories with you because I know you veterans love these.
I served in the Army for about 14 years. Got out as a Sergeant First Class E7. Did 4 deployments. 2003 to Iraq with the 82nd Airborne. 2005 Afghanistan with 3rd, 2nd Battalion, 3rd Special Forces Group. Back to Iraq in 06. Back to Afghanistan in 07. So I know a lot of people or a lot of veterans, they go to the state reps offices or they don't know where to go to start either a claim or being 100% totally permanent real estate tax exemption from the state of Pennsylvania. So if Matt Allen was here, he would tell you that his office, his staff, they're certified veteran service officers. So what that means is if you do not have a power of attorney for service-connected disability claims or death indemnity compensation claim, you can go to the county office and have them be your POA so that they can assist you in filling out the forms properly. We all know, who's tried to do the paperwork by themselves, you all know it's a bunch of, is anyone reporting? It's a shit show. One thing, if y'all need a set of replacement medals, I know the Colonel was talking about getting medals back to the right veterans, but if you, as a veteran, do not have, moving, your medals have just is somewhere, we can also get you a set of replacement medals from the military one time for free, so just FYI.
Thanks, Peter. Well, good afternoon. I am Kristin Reilly. I am the chairman of the Northampton Township Veterans Advisory Commission. So thank you, all of you. Thank you, all of our veterans. It's such an honor to be here with you. So our group creates awareness of the issues that are faced by veterans and active duty members in our community. We try to provide support for them as well as develop methods of recognizing them for their service. We also have a forum for them to bring information to us that concerns them. So we are a 7-person board and we are appointed by the township supervisors, and we are tasked with providing 4 significant events each year. So first we hold the Memorial Day ceremony in May, then we move on to Flag Day in June, then we host our Veterans Day ceremony, and in December we wrap up with our Hometown Heroes wreath laying. So this year in November we will be hosting our Veterans Day ceremony on November 9th. And we are doing that in cooperation with the Liberty Warbirds Association. So the Liberty Warbirds has a fully restored flyable U.S. Huey helicopter, which we use to support the event. They will be doing a flyover and then they will land, and they will also participate in our speakers. So for all attendees that come to the Veterans Day event, you'll have the opportunity to get up close to the aircraft, take some pictures, and connect with a piece of history. Also, our website, like Kristin said, has many services for township members. They can get benefit information. Most of that directs you back to the county. That would be Matt Allen's office. So there's phone numbers, there's names, there's email addresses, there's resources for mental health if a veteran is in a crisis, for homelessness, burial information. There's even some volunteer opportunities within the Washington Crossing National Cemetery. So that information is all listed through Northampton Township's website. You would then search veterans, and it would take you right there to our homepage. And lastly, we offer the opportunity for township residents to purchase a brick, and the brick gets laid each year in November around Veterans Day, and it's outside of our administration building, and we call that our Veterans Walkway of Honor. So this year on Veterans Day, we will be unveiling 16 new bricks. So it's a very special time for the veteran and their family member. If the veteran is deceased, their family members are all invited to come participate. And it's just a really wonderful event. We've been doing that for many years. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be around. There's also 2 additional members, Wendell Rich and Eric Saraceno are here from the Hampton Township Veterans Advisory Commission. They also can answer any of your questions. So thank you, and no RSVP needed for November 9th. Just